Welcome, and thank you for joining us. Today we're going to talk about communication with your instructors when you're involved with online learning. You've been thinking about it for a while. It may even be on your bucket list. That curiosity that you might have had for the past 2 months or your entire life. What have you always wanted to learn about? Whatever it is that you want to learn about, there's a very good chance that there's a class online that covers the topic. So you take that leap and you join the class. Everything goes along smoothly and you're really enjoying yourself, and then you get stuck and you can't seem to find the answer in the class material. But don't quit and don't go crazy looking for the answer. Contact the instructor. Many courses, especially those that are offered for credit, have a support team of some sort that will offer you personalized support when you get stuck or if you just feel like you want to quit because you can't figure things out. Whether it's through blogs or it's through personal contact, you're going to find that there are ways to find help. And when you're looking for this help, it's always best to make sure that you're communicating what you need from the instructors or from the support team so that they can serve you best. When you're communicating with your instructors, either by phone or through email, it's really important to make sure that your communication is purposeful and effective. There's nothing more frustrating than hanging up with someone and not feeling like the answers that you really needed were not given to you, and that you don't feel any more satisfied than when you actually talk to the person. So let's look at effective communication and things that you should do and things that you shouldn't do when you're talking with or communicating with your online instructors. One important thing to remember when you're trying to establish effective communication with your online instructors is that you guys are on the same team and they want you to succeed just as much as you want to succeed. Whether you're emailing, texting, using Zoom meetings, or talking to your instructor on the phone, make sure, first of all, be direct about what you need. Get to the point quickly and state your concern concisely. Also, provide options when you're scheduling a meeting or appointment via email or voicemail. You're going to find that sometimes your schedules just don't mesh up. So it's important to think about what are some alternative times that we can meet in alternative ways. And lastly, make sure that you leave constructive voicemail messages. Just to call the professor or the instructor or the support team and say, hey, give me a call, does not prepare them to have an effective conversation with you when they return your call. Make sure that you use, provide them all the information that you can so that they can be prepared to answer your questions the best that they can in the most concise and effective manner. A couple things to avoid. First of all is don't email your instructor for information that's already included in the syllabus or the explanation for the class. Always make sure before you contact the instructor to go back and look for the information that might be there. You can oftentimes find a search box to search the class, and you can look up the topic. You can also sometimes search the syllabus or the other information to find the topic. And so always go for the self-help first when it comes to the more simple questions, and then call the instructor if you need to, or email them or send them a text. This is one that I think is really important. Don't email, anyone. This is for instructors, but I guess it applies to everyone, is when you're angry. Sometimes you need a couple hours, or in the case of being online, what's nice is you might take a couple days just to kind of refocus and think about what your goals might be. There are times that you're really angry about something, and you're going to find out that if you just let it kind of simmer, that maybe it's not as important, maybe you were having a bad day, or maybe that you forgot your goal was to finish this class or to get your credits. And the easiest way to not be your own stumbling stone is don't write an email when you're totally freaking out about a topic because you know you're not going to come across in the best light. And that also leads to don't send 5-page emails. You know for yourself that you are not going to sit down for 20 minutes with a bucket of popcorn and a glass of soda in order to read someone's emails. You take from it what you need, and so you always want to be as concise as possible. Get your problems or get your concerns up right at the forefront. Make it concise, make it condensed, and that's going to make it more effective. Just like the traditional classroom teachers, online instructors generally have office hours. When you join the class, oftentimes it will tell you what the office hours might be and give you information to contact, for instance, a support team that might help you outside the hours of the instructor, or if it's just a general question. So when communicating online with online instructors, don't necessarily expect an email response from your instructor in less than 24 hours, or on the weekend, or at 3 a.m. Thanks so much for listening, and I really hope you picked up a few good tips. On the next slide, you'll find a link that takes you to a TED Talk that's focused on communication. I hope you enjoy. Thanks again.